So today, we're going to do something a little different. We're pitting two radically different life philosophies head to head. I mean, one of them demands your total surrender to a higher power. The other one, it basically tells you to get ruthless about what you care about. Let's see what happens when ancient wisdom goes up against some modern-day provocation.
It sounds like the setup to a joke, doesn't it? But seriously, that's the big question we're tackling today. We're going to try and connect the dots between this profound idea of divine love and, well, the very modern, very blunt art of not caring about stuff that doesn't matter. It's a weird combo for sure, but I think the answer is going to surprise you.
Okay, so here's our game plan for this little explainer. First, we'll set the stage for this unlikely conversation, then we'll break down each path, one by one. After that, we'll see how they both handle the tough stuff in life, and finally, we're going to uncover some really fascinating common ground. All right, let's dive right in. Section 1, an unlikely dialogue. We are putting two guides to life that seem like they're from different planets into the same room to see what we can learn. I mean, just look at this contrast. On one hand, you've got the sage, right? This is the Narada Bhakti Sutra. We're talking an ancient, beautiful text about dissolving your ego in this wave of unconditional love. And on the other hand, you have the provocateur, a super modern book that argues a good life comes from picking the very few things that are actually worth your time and energy. One is all about total surrender, the other's all about very selective control. Let's start with our first philosophy, the path of devotion. This one is all about finding meaning by looking outside and way, way beyond yourself. So the key idea here is bhakti. It's a spiritual path that's all about loving devotion. The thinking goes like this. By focusing all of your love and all of your attention on something much bigger than you, a deity, the universe, whatever you want to call it, your own ego with all its worries and wants just starts to fade away. It's about finding freedom through that connection. And this quote from the text just nails it. Supreme love is its own reward. You see, the point isn't to get something back for being devoted. The act of devotion is the reward. It's the state of peace that comes from just letting go of all your own selfish stuff. All right, let's do a complete 180 here. Section 3, the art of choosing. We're shifting from this ancient idea of surrender to a very modern, very deliberate kind of action. Now, the big idea here is that our energy or focus, it's a limited resource, right? You literally can't care about everything. So this subtle art is about making a conscious choice about what not to care about. This is what frees you up to pour all your energy into the few things that really matter, your values, your close relationships, your own growth. It's about taking total responsibility for where you point your attention. And this quote, well, it cuts right to the chase, doesn't it? It's blunt, but the message is so powerful. Meaning and happiness don't come from piling more onto your plate. They come from subtracting. It's a process of just clearing out the clutter to find those few essential things that are buried under all the trivial noise. Okay, now for the big showdown. Section 4, surrender versus struggle. How do these two totally different worldviews deal with the one thing none of us can ever get away from, pain and suffering? This right here, this lays out the fundamental difference. The path of devotion teaches you to accept suffering as part of some divine plan. So your response is to surrender. The art of choosing, on the other hand, says, hey, suffering is going to happen no matter what, but you get to pick which problems you want to have. Do you want the struggle of starting a business or the struggle of raising a family? Pain actually becomes a tool that you choose to use to help you grow. Okay, we've seen how different they are. But now, for the most fascinating part, where things get really, really interesting. Let's talk about the common ground. And here it is. This is the big reveal. Whether you're a sage surrendering to a higher power or a provocateur picking your values, both paths start from the exact same point. You have to decide what is truly important and then give it your entire focus and let everything else fall away. So it all comes down to this shared idea of letting go. You see, bhakti is about letting go of yourself, your ego, your pride, all your little anxieties. The subtle art is about letting go of everything else, all the trivial concerns, what other people think, unimportant goals. The method is different, but the goal is exactly the same, to completely rewire your life around a core priority, to find a deeper sense of meaning.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? Well, it's not about picking a side, team sage or team provocateur. It's about realizing that you've got two incredibly powerful tools in your toolbox. Sometimes the right move is to surrender and accept what's happening, and other times it's about taking control and choosing your struggle. So I'll leave you with this final thought. When you think about what matters most in your own life, what are you actually doing? Are you practicing a kind of devotion, letting go of your own needs for something bigger than yourself? Or are you practicing detachment, carefully choosing which battles are actually worth fighting? Maybe, just maybe, the most meaningful life is one that knows when to do both.